Wide leg jeans, we know they can be super tricky for petites. The length matters, the shape, the shoe, what you wear on top, even your accessories, they all matter. So today we're gonna break it all down step by step so you'll know exactly how to make your wide leg jeans work for your height. And I'm gonna share all of my favorite wide leg jeans that work for petites with you. For reference, I'm 5 feet tall. I have a 25-inch inseam, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of reference to how these might look on you. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, length matters, and we're gonna talk about the length with heels first. We'll get to flats in a minute. So the length, when you're wearing heels, the hem should just skim the floor. It should cover most of your shoe. When it's too short, it just looks a little bit awkward. So I'm gonna show you a clip first of a hem length that is appropriate for a heel when you're wearing wide leg jeans. As you'll see here, the hem is just above the floor, not too much, but it's also not dragging the floor. It's also covering most of the shoe. So now compare that with the second clip where you see that hem is just a little bit shorter. It's just a little bit too short. And the choice is up to you. Neither one of them are wrong because cropped wide legs are on trend. We see them everywhere. But I don't know about you guys, but I have spent the majority of my life trying to find jeans that are not too long. I'll be darned if I want to wear a pair of jeans that look like they're too short, like I'm wearing high waters. So I think that shorter hem just looks awkward, particularly when you're wearing heels. So between the two, I definitely think the longer hem that just skims the floor and covers most of your shoe is a more cohesive, more balanced look. You guys let me know down in the comments which one you think visually looks better. All right, let's talk about length with flats. You want to avoid the puddle, and you know what I mean by that. The same rules that apply for heels also apply to flats. So you want that hemline to be skimming above the floor, maybe cover a little bit of your shoe, but you don't want the jeans buckling and puddling down at your feet. A great way to wear this style, and I've shared many on my channel before, is to find an ankle length jean that would be cropped on someone who's taller. They most likely will fit us petite girls full length, and they're a great length to wear flats, maybe even a little bit of a kitten heel with, but they work really well for that purpose. Not only that, but there's no hemming required, and we know that we love that. Let's talk about the shape. The shape really matters, and if you can find a slim wide leg style, these are going to be great for petites. The fit should be fitted through the hips and then gently flare out to the bottom. Nothing over exaggerated or overly wide or overly stiff. You just want a shape that creates really clean lines. And Quince and also J. Crew do a great version of a slimmer wide leg style. These are not going to have that bunching and that extra volume that just overwhelms us. The fabric is going to drape much nicer. All right, let's talk shoes. This is a big one. So you want to avoid anything chunky. So we're talking boots, chunky sneakers, chunky platforms. This is going to look too heavy and really throw off proportions and balance of those wide leg jeans. You want to stick to a more streamlined shoe. This could be a ballet flat. It could be a little kitten heel. It could be flats that have a pointed toe. You don't have to do a pointed toe. I do think that those look best, particularly with a wide leg jean, but a rounded almond toe can work as well. But you just want to avoid anything chunky like I'm showing in this example. And you can see the difference between that chunkier shoe that just looks very heavy compared to a slimmer shoe style. When it comes to what to pair on top with your wide leg jeans, you do not have to tuck everything in. So what looks best with a wide leg jean, if you're not going to tuck something in, you want something that is fitted. Not tight, just fitted and a little bit closer to the body, just meaning you want to avoid oversized tops, oversized sweater, big cardigans that don't have any shape to them. Avoid that with these type of jeans. Find a sweater or a cardigan that is more fitted, that has a little bit of shape to it. You can do a little front tuck if you don't want to do a full tuck, and you can still do a cardigan over a top that is tucked in. If you want something to cover up the lumps and bumps like we all do, then tuck something in and then put a more fitted cardigan on top of that. All right, before we move on, I have a viewer question for all of you guys. Today's question is, what was the first concert that you ever saw? And do you still listen to that music? I will start. The very first concert I ever went to, believe it or not, was Whitney Houston. That was my very first concert. I think I was around 7th or 8th grade, somewhere in between 6th and 8th grade, I don't remember. But it was fantastic. It was right before she got to be, you know, this super hugely famous star that she was and is still. So, and yes, I still listen to it. Actually, that album that she was promoting at that concert is still one of my favorites. Of course, those songs are iconic and I still listen to it. So tell me everything about your first concert experience, who it was, do you still listen to them, and have you seen them since? That's a good one. So let me know everything down in the comments. So let's talk a little bit about accessories. Accessories really add the magic to this entire outfit. And I'm going to show you an example of something that is not styled with accessories versus something that is. And I'm not talking about, you know, a big parade with all of your accessories. Just adding a belt, adding a cute structured bag. It does not have to be expensive. Adding simple, you know, delicate jewelry. You don't want to add bulk, but you do want to have intention and you do want to add interest to your outfit. And the smallest accessories make the biggest difference. And you can see in this side-by-side example, there's no comparison, and it is such a huge difference between just wearing the jeans and the top versus the belt, the bag, the shoes, the jewelry. It makes all the difference, and it is the easiest things to change. So I want to share my current favorite wide leg jeans. You'll have seen some of these, but I have a brand new find that I'm so excited about, and they're from H&M, and I stumbled upon these by accident, but they are fantastic. Not only are they under $50 regularly, they've actually been on sale probably right around $35 if I'm not mistaken, but their regular price is $44. So very affordable, great price. They come in several different washes. You'll see them here. I have the super dark rinse, which I love. I think it is so elevated and classy. And then I also have a lighter wash that I'm showing here. So these are a wide leg ankle jean, but of course they fit you and me like a full length jean, and the length on them for me is perfect to wear with heels. So there's no hemming required here, at least for me. They have a 28-inch inseam. That's what's in the description, but I will tell you, I don't think they're quite 28. I think they're more like 27.5 inches. I have a lot of 28-inch inseam pants, and these seem to be just a smidge shorter. And it could just be the variation in the cut, you know, but they're around 28 inches. So I think these have such a modern look and feel to them. They have the front pockets on them, which I think just gives them a little bit of a different style than your regular jeans. And they are also slightly wider than some of the slim wide leg styles that I'm going to share with you next. But I love these. I think they're affordable. They are very comfortable. They look fantastic. I don't think you can beat them. And if you've been wanting to try a pair and you also like to wear heels, or you have a longer inseam than I do, these are a great one to try. My other current favorites are Quince, the Bella patch pocket jeans. These are a wide leg, but you can see they are a slim wide leg. So these are not overwhelming at all. These come in a couple of different inseam lengths. I'm wearing the 26-inch inseam length. They're meant to be an ankle pant for someone who is taller, but they're perfection for me to be able to wear flats or a little kitten heel with. These are fantastic. I also have a pair in a dark gray wash, which are also lovely. And you know Quince, they're affordable. All of their jeans are $50. They have a little bit of stretch in them, but they maintain their shape, and that's something I really love about Quince's jeans. J. Crew also carries a slim wide leg pant, and they have several different variations, a lot of different washes, and a couple of different styles to choose from, but they do these really well. And I have several pairs of them, including this light wash that I'm sharing with you. Again, meant to be an ankle pant on someone who's taller, but on me, I love these to wear with flats or even with a sneaker. Between Quince and J. Crew, I do have to say I believe Quince, in my opinion, edges J. Crew out just a little bit for the fit and the little bit of stretch that they have in them, and I just really like the fit on them. Now, let me preface this because I know a lot of you are in my comments saying, can you please mention what the rise is? All three of the jeans that I have shared with you today have a higher rise. They come right to my belly button, but this is going to be different for everybody. What I recommend to all of you who that rise is super important is to go to the website from the link that I'm sharing with you and read the reviews. Read the description on what that rise measurement actually is and read the reviews. There's so much valuable information there to determine whether this is something that you will enjoy wearing or maybe not. So, but I just wanted to mention that they all do have a higher rise. They are not super high rise, but they are high rise. All right, so I hope this information was helpful if you've been kind of struggling with styling or how to wear wide leg jeans. I hope this helped give you some ideas of how to wear them and how to wear them correctly, whether it's a heel or whether it's a flat. So don't forget the coffee break question. What was your first concert? Who was it? Do you still listen to them? And have you seen them in concert since? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. I'm gonna leave a couple more for you to check out after this. Sound off down below. Let me know everything, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, I hope you have a great week. Bye, everybody.